Oh, hello. What a day. What a night. What a hang we're about to have. We have a very packed house on Spilled Ink, the Comics Wellspring live drawing show. So I'm super hyped. There's so many people to talk to, which is great because I'm really tired today. So I'm excited just to draw and like have you guys talk about cool stuff. So of course, I'm your host, Brandon Bloxdorf. And with me is my amazing, astonishing, wonderful, very articulate over here co-host Max Flowers. Hello, Max.
Hello.
Feel sick. It's coming out great, dude. Is that the second page or first, or that's the second page now, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Nice. Oh man, that's awesome. And we have a stacked cast with us tonight. We'll do a little roundtable over here. Well, we have the returning in-house guest, Aaron Z. Lee, Pens and Pedals. Hello,
Oh,
Aaron.
hey, that's me. What's going on?
Hey, how's your progress on the book now?
I'm working on some lettering. I was hoping to have printout to light box over to paint. Maybe that'll happen on the stream. We'll see. But I've been doing a lot of lettering, and that has been
Oh,
my,
cool.
my jam lately. And
Nice.
yeah, feels good to get some words in there. You know.
Oh yeah, dude, that looks great. Booby, I swear to God, if he's up on the computer again. And then we have the oh man, this is gonna be fun. And I'm guessing this is one of those commissions that Aaron had talked about or mentioned.
Oh
But
yeah.
we have Higashi over here drawing Wesley, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Sick. Oh man, that's
Oh
cool. That's kind
goodness.
of a trip that you're like on the show and she's drawing your character right now.
I know. I love it.
How are you, Ro? I'm so happy that you're on the show tonight again.
How am I? Oh gosh. I think I'm doing
Vibes.
good. I think I'm doing great. I've been very, very busy recently, and I think I've been doing a good job of trying to keep on top of things. But I do have a con next month that's supposed to be pretty big. It'll be my first time that I'm doing a 10 by 10 setup just for my comic alone.
Whoa.
So
Ooh.
I have a lot of space that I haven't even like fathomed how I'm going to design that. I'm very much not graphic design oriented. So I do struggle a little bit. None of that really comes natural to me. So I just do my best, you know?
Oh, dude, I mean that's amazing though. You know what I mean? Like I love hearing how busy you are. That's the goal, you know? And staying busy means you're just getting better too. But that's hype. Dude, I'm excited to talk about all that in a little bit too. And of course, we have a couple of returning guests. We have Rick Lopez over here doing something insane. Rick, what are you working on, dude? That looks super awesome. And you're muted. I don't know if you knew that, but we'll give you a moment.
Classic Rick.
Classic, Rick. Oh, we got Manny Gomez popping up in the chat. I'm at work and on the clock.
Hey,
Yeah.
Love
Manny, hey,
that.
Sean.
Sean says so much awesomeness goals. Ooh. And then Rick will pop in a minute. I love Rick. I know Rick. We got Anton over here. Dude, I miss you.
What's
I always
up?
feel like you need to just come over more. Um,
Yeah, well, have me over.
just make the drive, and then more than welcome, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Sebastian will be pleased about that as well.
For reals, honestly. Anton and our tabby cat Seb's like bonded like crazy. Seb's just like fell in love with him instantly.
We're
It
good
was so
friends
cute.
now.
But what are you working on tonight, Max? I mean,
Uh,
Anton. I was looking at Max at the same time.
I've got a page for issue 3 of Zethia Space Witch that
Ooh,
freshly penciled. Need to start working on the paints and inks and all whatever else I decide to use.
oh, okay, dude, that's sick. Man, I wish I could tell you about it. Apollo's a really cool thing for Cosmic right now. Just want to tell
Hmm.
you can't.
Wow.
That's gonna be really cool. You guys are gonna be really happy. But I can't wait for your next stuff, man. When do you think? How far are you into this book?
Not super far, so it'll be a little ways out still, but I think it's safe to say it should be, at least up for pre-order or so, sometime in the, late fall, early winter, perhaps.
Ooh, love that.
Oh, hey, Kat.
Kat says it's cool to see so many different styles and work methods. Oh, thank you. Super
Kat
hyped.
is, for those who don't know, Kat Fialdo is also a cartoonist in Austin who just got a new graphic novel released last week.
Oh,
Congrats.
Miss Camper is
Congrats.
super sick.
that's sick.
It's pretty
Super
awesome.
hyped to hear. And then we have Sean saying, "When I grow up, I want to be a real life artist." Like, yeah, now you are.
Dude, Sean saying that is crazy because his art is so good.
Dude, that's the one thing that like my whole team had to beat into me, and they're just like, you draw every week. You're an artist," and I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd go that far. And they're just like, shut the fuck up. Like, you need to accept it.
Just
Talk
accept.
about imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? And here I am, just like encouraging everyone. I'm just like, do it, and I'm just like, nah.
Ain't that just the way?
Very true. Hey, thanks for the book plug. Yeah, if you wanna, let us know where we could find it in the chat. By all means, like promote it. Love to have people check it out for sure. I'm working on this little story I'm doing with Eric Allred. Because we just announced submissions are open for the next Apollo book. This Comicos Fashion Dos. And so I'm doing like a Captain America like homage from that bicentennial battles, and we're
Oh,
doing
that's cool.
Captain Apollo. So it's gonna be cool. I'm pretty happy about it.
Oh, Captain Apollo. They can do some fun stuff with that.
Yeah, right. We have an Apollo Prime too, but that's kind of like me and a robot going on adventures.
Heck yeah.
We have Kev saying inking along with y'all on your own drafting table, Anton. Oh,
Oh yeah,
nice.
Kev. He's another Austin cartoonist. I sold him my old drafting table.
Dude, that's sick. I think I remember you telling me about that. Dude, I'm like fighting my cat because he's like on me, trying to just get love. Trying to like host a show here. Booby.
No hosting, only love.
Only loves kisses. Kisses and then you can host. I need to get my minimum in today, so he's just gonna be on me.
Yeah, the quota is important.
Cats always win, huh? 100%. And so this is always a little rough because I'm actually like I always try to get like as much pencils done before the show because it's hard for me to like talking and doing pencils is kind of rough and fighting a
Yeah.
cat. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot going on right now.
You set the bar of difficulty high for yourself.
Booby's like, you've been doing this for a year. You need to get over it, man. Like, I need to cut his nails too. They're just like digging into my thigh, so I'm like fighting pain at the same time. Like, there's a lot of sensations going on at the moment. Anyone have any shows coming up?
I have San Japan. It's like a huge. It's one of the biggest anime conventions in Texas, and so it's a nonprofit one. And usually, those big nonprofit ones get a lot of people going to it. I'm a little nervous because I've only been doing the original art setup for a year and a half, and the rest of the time it's gonna feel, it always gets a little nervous for me when I can't bring any of my fan art and everything. I mean, at Heroes it was fine, but I'm gonna admit I'm pretty rattled by it because I was just talking to Rick earlier, and then we were talking about like LA Comic Con and SPX, and then I realized, oh shit, everything I'm doing for San Japan is probably stuff I'm gonna bring to LA Comic Con and SPX. So I'm pretty nervous. I'm doing my best.
Oh man, that's so exciting though. That's super hyped to hear. Honestly, like I know tabling still kind of throws me off. Like figuring out the setup and how to do it, and especially like with Apollo kind of growing and figuring out how to display books properly and what to take and how much to take. It's always a weird calculation. I think Rick has like the best like just on point setup, and it's
Yeah,
always
his
just like
setup is great.
immaculate.
And he's got
Thanks,
one of
guys.
the best pitches too. It's funny because for Staple, my kid watched my table while I was doing my gosh, what is it called? My panel, and on the way home, she was just like, "Dude, he is like the best salesman I've ever seen." And
I
he
mean,
was even selling my comic better than I was because, after a while, I just get kind of burnt out and I hide behind my display. And he's like, "Stop doing that."
how do you work on your pitches, Rich?
Rick,
I don't know. I still need to get a. Okay. So for the pitch is it's a 4-issue miniseries. It's about a boy creating a comic only to discover a realm beyond space and time within his own mind. And I have the book there. I have the original art there. And so as they're like looking through either one, I just will show them like it's a psychedelic, a lot of psychedelic imagery, sacred geometry, just playing with the medium in general. The first 3 issues are out now. The 4th one will be out later on this year, and that'll wrap the series up. That's like the power. That's how I'll sell the power. But then, like with Cosmic Cat, it's a bit different because it's more just about the journey with Cosmic Cat. When I did it with Next Final Press, it's 1 page every other Sunday, So I tell them about that process, and then I tell them, well, now we're into year 5 of that. So like I'm like into the 4th year of Cosmic Cat, and I went back and redid the whole first year. And so I sell Cosmic Cat a bit differently, and I let kind of the book kind of do the work after I just kind of explain how I created it. But I feel like there's probably a better pitch in there somewhere. But the power, I definitely have one down. And anyone who's tabled with me, like Eli, knows that pitch by heart. Because
Yeah,
I'll just hear it over and over and over.
he tried to make it a little catchy. I think even with the Apollo books, like Teenage Babylon's the easiest one for me. It's a cosmic punk rock love story. Like it's just
Yeah,
a
see,
simple
stuff
sentence,
like that.
break it down, and then even the books that are hard to explain, like the Shadow Anthology is. It's a really weird book because it's about like shadow work and like looking within yourself and whatnot. And so trying to explain that to someone was really hard the first few times I tabled, but then I just said, I'd be like, we have this punk anthology. It's 16 creators, and it's just 60 pages of punk rock insanity. And then the Shadow Anthology is like the emo response to the punk anthology. And that just wins them on that. So but I have to have the punk anthology to like break that into it.
Right. No, that's good though. Gotta find some way to do it,
Have you guys ever had somebody come up, like somebody hears your pitch and then goes and gets somebody else to come back
Yeah.
to like listen to your pitch,
Right.
and then they just want to hear the pitch because it's so outlandish and they don't actually buy anything.
Oh, whoa.
But
I've had
I
it
don't
for
like this
interest.
story.
have we told you this before, Rick? I can't remember.
Maybe. I don't remember that one particularly.
Look, my first ever serious comic book project I worked on was Pizza's Pizza, Son of a Pizza Man, and the pitch for it it's too strong. It's like I will never have a pitch this strong again. So I started with the strongest, and it's just going to get weaker from there. But it's the human son of a living pizza man must fight evil anchovy zombies with the help of LT Provolone, who's like Judge Dredd with a cheese on his head.
Oh, I do remember
Amazing.
that now.
It's a slice of life story.
It's a slice of life story, yes. I remember all the dad puns.
It's just like I'm pretty sure I was just like performing the pitch, and it did get to a point where it was like, oh, I have to do it again. Oh.
Sean Riaz says Rick is the pitch, like that hombre guy in the episode of Friends. And Ian Cinco says, "What's up, y'all? Booby, did you just attack me? That's my pen." And
Whatever, Ian.
Ian, we got to get you on soon, man.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I haven't talked with Ian yet.
Yeah. It's been a while.
He's in the chat. He knows to hop in. But you're always welcome. I didn't draw this right now. So I got like a blue line pencil, and I'm like, this is pretty rad, actually.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Thought it would like throw me off a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was a little weird about switching over.
That's a good move.
There's a graphic novelist I had come into my classroom a few times named Ira Marks. He did Shark Summer and Spirit Week, I think is the other one. He's done some other stuff too. But he came in. I have him talk to the kids about cartooning, and he brings in a whole bunch of blue pencils. He talks about the non-repro blue. Pretty cool.
Ooh. Yeah, like Jade Louder converted me. I was like, "You need to do it, dude. It's just gonna make everything better and easier." And I was like, "Ah." "Oh, Steve Fraga says road drawing a robot. What?
It is not my character. It's actually Pens and Pedal Aaron's character. He actually commissioned me, and I'm just working on it. I'm glad
Yeah,
that it coincided the time that I was supposed to be working on it. Is I'm on this stream with him, so that's pretty cool.
yeah, I'm all for it. I saw that you put up commissions, and I was like, "Yep, getting one of those."
It's so funny because it's seeing that is so funny because Aaron had been talking about how he had been looking for people to draw his character, and how we would know if he got rich is that we just start seeing commissions come in. And so I'm like, is this the start? Like, is this the beginning of that phase?
Oh, I
Sean
wish.
also says Anton's killing it with the red. Oh yeah. Ian says I'm finishing up a pinup for Adam Lema's Relic Hunter while y'all work. Oh, Adam was just here last week. Love that dude.
I feel
And
like he
then
needs to
Bruce
do
Morgan.
voiceovers.
Oh, hands down. That'd be great. I would love to do that one day. Once I get some time, we could set something up. Uh, Bruce Morgan says really good looking pages this week, everyone. Instagram catalogs are great, but I love seeing your works in progress. Oh, thanks, dude. So glad that you tuned in again. Oh, Booby dude, you are
I like
scratching me
the
like
I like
that.
the concept of Instagram as a catalog.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in Texas, a lot of people use their Instagram as kind of as a replacement for LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
Which to the dismay of a lot of new artists that move to Texas that don't really like Instagram, of course.
Mhm.
But it's just the way it is, I guess. I don't know.
Weird. I try so much to like get off these things more, and then I'm dragged in more.
Mhm.
It's terrible. But gotta do it. I typically stream on Instagram. I didn't do it tonight, but we have a lot of people hanging with us tonight, so that's kind of cool. Thanks for all you all coming to YouTube and watching us. I'm gonna do this different. Hmm. Ooh, I know. Ow, dude, Booby, I can't, man.
How dare only love, no work.
Dude, I think I need to just like love him, yeah, a little extra. So he can leave me alone. But then he gets like really excited, and when he gets really excited, he gets kind of like, hyped, and then he claws and chews more. So you have to there's a fine balance between them. He's like our autistic kitty. You know what I mean? Like just be patient with him. You gotta love him the right way, and you just know. But he'll get overstimulated so fast. Um, Anton, what do you have coming up this year?
What's that?
What do you have coming up this year, show wise?
I've got SPX in September, and then LibraryCon in Pflugerville, Texas. That's
Woo!
based out of. Then I'm waiting to hear back from another Texas show right now. That would be in October, but I'll also be at Casa in San Antonio, Comic Arts San Antonio, in November, which
Ooh.
Ro will also be at.
I'm hyped to see you guys at SPX. It's gonna be really cool.
Dang, we're
Yeah.
all
My
gonna
girlfriend,
just gonna be there, huh?
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I'll just be hanging. I won't be tabling there, but I really want to
Oh,
go by. My girlfriend's like super hyped to like see you and hang out with you. She's like, I felt so bad I couldn't talk to her at IC3. It was just so much, and like she was working the table the whole
IC3
time.
was a lot, like
It
lots of
is so
shit
much.
happened at IC3. So I don't blame anyone for, I think too, like we kind of have the comfort of like, nah, we'll see them again. They're going to be at the show and everything. So tried to,
Yeah,
I'm sure all of us tried to get in time with people that we could only talk to at IC3, which is
Hmm.
understandable.
it's been fun because I've had a few creators that like tried to talk at IC3 that just come on the show and they finally got like those moments, and I was like, oh, it took 5 months, but we did it.
That's the difficulty of a show like IC3 that's like one day and where everyone's only there for, like 72 hours max.
Mm.
So, like, you're trying to get in as many conversations as possible, but there's only so much time and so many people.
Yeah, yeah. Sean Ruiz says y'all are so inspiring. I'm not even playing. Oh, thanks, my dude. I'm so glad you're hanging with us tonight. We need it. And then Xbox by Degree says first time watching. I don't know who anyone is. Sorry, parentheses. That's so cute. Thank you. But this is cool seeing creation process and the different mediums. Oh, of course. And we do this every week, every Thursday night. We just draw. We have a bunch of people on. So ask questions if you want to know about making comics. Publishing, printing, anything you guys want to know about comic booky stuff. We're all here. We're just like comic book gurus brewing away. And speaking of comic book gurus, hey, Aaron, look what book I
Yeah.
got.
Oh heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm super hyped. I always love diving into stuff like this, but this book, drawing words and writing pictures, it's sorry, drop that. It's so sick, dude. It has
It has
so
everything.
much. Yeah,
It
yeah,
even
I
has
was
like
blown
Ames
away.
lettering guide in there.
Dude, yes, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, right here actually. Let's talk about, and even
Yeah.
how to place your paper with it, and the icons are great. Dude, it's a cool book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dig into it in the next week or so.
Yeah, it's based
Um,
off of their 20-week college course.
oh,
And
oh,
when I adjuncted teaching graphic novel a million years ago, I used that as my textbook for the class because like they already did it, so I didn't need to reinvent the wheel.
that's sick. Yeah, it's gonna it looks fun. The format is trippy. It's really cool. I really like how they did that.
Yeah, and they've
Um,
got great exercises in there too.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna dig into it. After our convention next week, I'm gonna be a mess next week.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
you have
It's
to
like an
survive.
outdoor festival, and then like I was seeing that there might be rain, and I'm like, no, no,
You can't get sick again.
I can't, dude. No, I'm
You
loading
can't
up
do that.
on
Where
airborne
where is the
days
outdoor
before.
festival?
It's in DC.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
don't. How is the weather around this time of year in DC?
dude, it is just all over the place. It's hot, and then it rains for 5 days, and then it's brutal for a few days, and then it says it's gonna rain, and then it doesn't. Um,
Ooh,
and then we get hit with like floods.
okay.
Yeah, it's summer. I've learned.
Swamper times.
And it's like one of those things too, is that like it's one of those, it could not even hit where we're at because where the RFK Center is.
Yeah.
Um, but if it does, won't be too bad. We just got it's just because it's comics I have, but we'll see. At least we have a tent. We're provided like a canopy and whatnot. Kev says didn't know about the Pivot convention. Looking into it now.
Yeah,
Kat says, oh, go on, Anton. Go ahead.
Kev, it's just called LibraryCon. I think it's librarycon.com. Uh, they are still taking a few more folks, I believe.
Dude,
And they're great to
library's the
work
greatest
with.
thing. Ooh.
If you offer, embarrassingly, I've done panels with that library con twice, and each time I just was way too shy to talk about my own work. But they want panel ideas, so if you are already a guest, I would hit up. I forgot her name. but she is really great about setting up panels if you have any panel ideas. And mention work. Don't be like me.
Kat says, "Oh, I used to take a class with Jessica and Matt at SVA. They use that book as our class Bible. Oh, sick. That's super cool."
Yeah, they're super
Um,
cool.
Brunson says, "I know some of these cool cats." What up, Brunson?
Raymar, what's up, bud?
What's up, Brunson?
Yo.
Hey, Brunson.
Steve,
Oh yeah,
We gotta
Raymar.
get you on the show too, man.
yeah, hit up the CWS Instagram and just shoot us a message, and I run all that, so we'll get you on. Super hyped
He's
for that.
another one I got a commission from.
Oh, really? Oh, sick. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely, man. Yeah, I'd love to have you on that.
He's been killing it.
Steve Fraga says flash floods right now. Oh, where are you, Steve? Dude, that's crazy. Jerome says, "Yo, are all these pieces related?" No, different stuff. All of us are doing something kind of wildly different. A lot of us are working on comics. I'm working on a cover. Some people are doing pages. Rose doing a commission over here. A lot of good stuff. I was sick. Kev was saying that's close to home. Jerome says Ro got to stop keeping ideas to herself.
100%. I'm
What?
working on it. I'm trying to get her to be better at it.
Oh, that because I don't. Yeah, I am a little better at staple.
You are.
I
yeah,
mentioned
you're
my
better,
work at least.
You're better at it this year than you were last year. For sure.
Yeah, against my own will, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I try. It's really scary for me to talk about my own work, but it sucks because the business model is the work is also you, which works out for Aaron and the pens and pedals stuff because that's modeled after him and his wife.
Yeah.
But it's also a little awkward for me because my characters are in high school and I just kind of have this awkward oh, I don't want to say they're me. So yeah, it's just kind of an overcorrection to not be, I guess, too much of a self-insert. Because when I do it, I don't have faith that it looks great. I should probably shut up now. I'll stop talking.
No, I get that. No, that all. Yeah, no, it's all totally, dude, vibes.
Well, keep in mind, Raina Telgemeier, she's most famous for her autobiographical stuff, and that's hugely successful.
Yeah,
dude, Teenage Babylon is me. That's my experience and the stories I knew. Because a lot of those characters are kind of just shuffled up friends and whatnot too. Durf was my old vocalist in my band, and there's a guy named Durf. Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. I think you have to put yourself into stuff like that too. Makes it.
Wait,
funner.
you were in a band with Durf Back Durf?
I was about to make that joke too.
But I don't know. That's right. Real fast. Bruce Morgan said, "Would you mind calling out your formats? I see Blue Line, Table with Micron, Crow Quill, and Paint. What's those computer painted images? I'm intrigued. Oh yeah, those are the commission that Ro was just talking about with Wesley, and Aaron, based off of Aaron's book. Super cool stuff. Yeah. And then Coach Nails is asking, is that a racing comic? You want to talk about your page real fast, Vince?
Yeah, it's I was essentially commissioned or hired to do this. It's 2 pages about this guy trying to break speed records in the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. But it's mostly just about the guy driving through these freaking salt flats and talking about why he's doing what he's doing, and he's doing it for his old military buddies and for his daughter and all this stuff. And then his tire flies off, and it's you just don't stop. So yeah, I'm just trying to finalize tones and get it a little bit more balanced, and then this will be done. And then I've got a little piece cooking for this comic Kills Fascists too. So gonna play around with that and do thumbnails and figure some stuff out there.
Cool.
And Anton, do you want to tell us like about the materials you're using on yours?
Yeah, so right now I'm doing a base layer before I actually get to the painting, just with acrylic inks. I use a lot of these guys, these Liquitex acrylic inks,
Ooh.
for
Nice.
lots of stuff. And I constantly am like changing what medium I'm using as like the base layer. Sometimes I'll do like marker, or sometimes I'll do like watercolor, or just like a wash or something. But for this issue, I'm trying to have a lot of really saturated background colors, everything. So messing with some more acrylic inks. I've also lately been like I mostly paint with gouache, but I've been mixing these acrylic inks with the gouache instead of gouache with water as normal, because it keeps it super vibrant, it dries a bit faster, and it has a much faster sort of turnaround for me.
Jerome says Anton's gonna use the blood of his enemies for highlights.
So here's a fun tidbit. Jerome, ever since I've been doing a lot of mixed media, Jerome has very playfully like poked and prodded at me, like kind of teasing me about it, saying things like, "Oh, you're out here painting on Nat Geo maps while we're just using paper over here. What the hell, man?" And every time he does, he just makes me more powerful.
What?
I love that.
Literally, so yeah. Let me grab my portfolio real quick. Literally, one time, one of those days that he said something like that, I was working on an issue for Zethia Space Witch issue 1, and I decided, okay, well, you're gonna mess with me, I'm gonna mess with you even more, and that was the origin of there being an actual tea bag on this page.
Oh my gosh,
That's
sick.
gessoed down onto the
Yo.
board.
There you go.
So the more Drum pokes at me, the weirder I will get with my mediums.
Love that, dude.
Jerome, you know what to do.
Yeah, man, your books are so crazy. I love seeing it's I don't know, your work's just very inspiring, Anton. It's so
Well, thank
it's
you.
like the Yordavoski of like comics right now. I love it. It's so weird.
I appreciate that.
You're like constantly like making the holy mountain over and over again.
Sometimes it feels like I'm more in the process of his version of Dune. But
I was gonna say, man, I would love to do like a crazy sci-fi like Dune thing with you. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you would slay at something like that. Gosh, that'd be cool.
one day, maybe.
One day, maybe.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep letting you crash in my place until you cave. It's gonna seduce you into spending the night as much as possible.
Yeah.
Coach Nails says, "Dope. What are y'all price range per comic page? If you don't like, how do you guys price your stuff? That's a really good question.
In terms of like selling the original art, or like for hire within
for hire, like working, and both. You know, how would I'm curious on both as well.
It kind of depends for me, since I do so many different things. Like if I'm just going to be like pen and ink, then I'll be charging something different than, a full painted or mixed media page. And I try to like see what people's budgets are first too, and like see if we can kind of make a deal. But yeah, it varies a lot for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny nobody's jumping to answer the pay question.
Yeah, no, I get
Um,
that. It's almost like sensitive might be too big of a word, but it's a tough topic to take on because I think it does vary from project to project and the workload taken in and um timelines, there's like a lot of variations that can change.
yeah,
Um
the way I think about it too, like I'm one on one, I'm very open to talking about pay, but out in like in a public forum like this, not so much
yeah,
for a few reasons. One, I don't want to like equate pay with skill or experience or whatever, and then like end up with somebody feeling awful because they're not making as much as somebody else, right? Or whatever the situation may be. The other thing too is I don't want to shoot myself in the foot and say a page rate,
Right.
and somebody
yeah,
comes to me with something huge, and I have to be like, "Oh, that's my page rate." You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
and so
So
it does vary a lot. Now, original art is a totally other thing, and I'm pretty happy to answer that. And that typically I'll ask for um, anywhere between like 100 to 250, depending on the page, and then covers are more, or like stuff that's painted or colored is more. And pencils are less than that 100 to 250 range. Now, the other thing too is that I'll make exceptions and like sell stuff depending on the situation, just because like I believe in I'd rather have my art in other people's hands than like hoard it myself and have it sit in a box. So I'd rather somebody enjoy the art than it rot away.
mhm.
If that makes sense.
That's what we're doing with that cyber scene cover. We're
Yeah.
just waiting to give it to one of us.
That's a special one, man. That
Yeah,
one's
that's a great one, dude. That's fucking
because
sick.
it's a double spread and it's
Yeah,
huge and it's a cover, and yeah, it's
such a good one. um yeah, no, I mean there's just a lot of things that to take and play and stuff like that. um
It also depends on like who you're working with too.
yeah,
yeah. If I'm
yeah.
working with somebody I've worked with before versus somebody who's a stranger and it's their first comic.
Or
Yeah.
Um,
just really no collaboration in the process either,
yeah.
like just a
Uh-huh.
straightforward work for hire. This is the script. I want you to do exactly this. We're not going to really communicate. Like, I just want you to make these pages come to life. Um, that's like a job. I feel like anyone would charge more for that.
Yeah.
But even, I even have stuff with a lot of my artists where we have deals worked out or um, understandings, you know what I mean? And, that makes a big difference as well. I make comics with like really just like my best friends. And that makes it a little easier. It took a while to get there, but hey, it's happening.
Yeah. I used to be a graphic designer, so you always like you want to know the client because sometimes it can just be like a battle to
Oh
to
yeah.
get stuff done, and not even over the most complex stuff. So it's just something to consider.
Mhm.
But if if that person is asking just because they want to um, work with somebody, then just reach out to us. You know,
Yeah,
somebody that you think will fit
Absolutely.
your book and your style. Don't just reach out to the person with the cheapest page rate or whatever. Think about what's actually going to be best for the book and just work for the person that makes sense. Um,
Yeah.
and sometimes it takes a while to find too. You know what I mean? And that's what tripped me out with some of my stories. Like I have this story, the broadcast dialogues, that it was like one of the first. It was like the big space opera I wanted to make, and like I thought I would never make it. I was like, I'll never find an artist for this book. And like I know some great, phenomenal artists. Like I could ask dozens of people to make like a space opera with me, but I didn't have anyone for the right the right like flavor I was going for, or the like I guess the ability to bring to life what I was looking for. And then I met like Jeremy John Hansen, and I sent him like I was like, oh well, maybe this might work, and I shot him the script, and now we're working on this space opera, and it's crazy as hell. Um, the High Adventures of Weed Wizard and Bong Boy. Like, dude, I don't know anyone else that could draw that other than Evan. Evan just has that cartoony. He has the right vision for that story, and it's so ridiculous. Booby, stop fighting my pencil, dude. Um, he's just I couldn't imagine anyone else for it. So like, be patient and find the right person for your story because it'll pay off. Like, I've had Teenage Babylon done before, like when I first made a script, and if I showed you those pages now versus what it is with Christian working on the book, dude, night and day. Like, thank God it never worked out before. Christian was like phenomenal. He is the artist for that book. Even Nick, who I had before him, that was like really, really close. But the guy I had like years ago. It was just it wasn't gonna be as good as it is now. So
Those chihuahuas, man.
On a note of like, if that person was asking as a like you're searching for like advice or something, my main thing I would say is try to figure out like how long pages tend to take you to work on, and you might have just kind of work backwards from there based on like what that like hourly rate would be essentially for yourself, based on like references to any other work you've done, or like what type of income you need to make for this to be worth your time. So yeah, like maybe as you're trying to work that out, like time, how long it takes you to, ink a page or whatever, or like something like that. That can be a good way to like start figuring out what you might need to aim for.
Yeah. The other thing to think about too is that would you rather have a book for less money or wait around for somebody to pay you a bunch of money in order to make a book? And then not have a book for years and years or however long. And like you can always work for yourself, which you're not really paying yourself anything until the book comes out. But the idea, what I'm really trying to say is just that, like, I think it's better to have a bunch of books than it is to be like exclusive and price people out of you ever getting to make books.
that's very true too. Nice. I'm pretty hyped about what I'm doing today. It's kind of pretty hyped. And also Jerome, he's like, you guys don't work for exposure?
Not anymore. I did that too much. Although if it's for like community, it's like for a good cause. Like I have a soft spot for that type of stuff, so I'll do stuff for our local pride for free. And I'll as long as they keep letting me do that, I'll do it. But
I think there's definitely exceptions to the rule.
and I'm not, to be honest, I'm not sure that gets me a lot of exposure. Like people who go to those kind of events, like no one's being like, oh, the person who drew this logo is really great. Like I don't think that happens very much. So
The best exposure is tabling.
it's true. It's true.
I know. That's why I'm like I'm getting anxious about this festival next week because I'm like, man, this could really be insane because we did the math and like we figured some stuff out, and we want to try to somehow somewhat break even, like and not invest much into this, even though we've invested a lot. But like it sounds like there's gonna be a good payoff, but until you're there, you don't really know.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm just like, man, now I'm anxious. Like, I'm trying to like use more pencil. Typically, I leave a lot of like blank spots and then I just ink it over. But I'm gonna try to really map out all of my inks this time. I mean, completely this time with my pencils.
I wish I had tighter pencils right now, but I don't, and I'm just this is like skydiving to me right now, but it's fine. Since I'm doing digital, it's not as bad, I assume. But
I tried to draw something on my iPad the other day, and it's such a learning curve for me still. I gotta figure out, I gotta just like do it for like a week or a month straight. Um, because I was like, oh, I'll do a warm up sketch, and then because I want to start coloring on it, and I'm like, damn, I gotta get comfortable with this pencil. It's just a different device. But maybe like Apple, like iPad stuff isn't for me. Maybe there's a better setup that I could be more comfortable doing stuff with.
Very
I
possible.
think it's deciding that you want to go digital is what it is, and just spending the time to figure out your process there. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for me, I feel like the tools that look the best are the ones that look as traditional as possible. I, so I think here's the one that's like
yeah.
looks super digital, right? And then
Oh yeah.
um, if I use the one that I usually use, this is how it looks. There's like a little bit more grit to it, and I find that that looks the best, especially when you print it.
Ooh,
Kind of has that traditional look.
that's cool. So what do you use, Ro? What program do you use? Like, what's your setup?
Oh, so I'm using Clip Studio Paint. I have this is a really old Cintiq. It's like I don't think they make these anymore. It's so old that I have to get like an adapter for the
What
HDMI setup.
is it? Is it a 22 HD?
Yes.
Okay, so I have one, and mine just kicked the bucket and had a
Yeah,
power
I've
issue.
had this. I don't know why this hasn't crapped out on me yet. I've had this since 2017.
Yeah,
So it's getting up there. I wonder if I can reach up to year 10.
that's
Um,
that's about how old mine was, and yeah, it finally kicked the bucket and had a
okay.
transistor failure in the motherboard. So if
Yeah.
one day your top power light doesn't work at all, that's what it is.
Okay.
It's a motherboard failure.
Yeah. I mean, when this one kicks the bucket, I'll get a new one. But for right now, I'm just hoping, pray to the art gods that this is gonna last forever for me. I don't know. By forever, I mean like 2 more years. 2 more years would be good. Because I just the only thing that I would be worried about is like creating waste, right? Like, oh gosh, if I throw this away, like where do the parts go? Like what happens? It's gonna just
Yeah.
cause trash and stuff. Um, but I would like to hope if I let it go as long as I can that I'm not contributing too badly. I am using Clip Studio Paint. I have a iMac. I prefer Macs just because I am kind of I'm not a boomer, but like I feel like I'm a boomer when it comes to technology, and I feel like since Macs are the Retina quality is much better, and I can navigate things a little bit better. It works out for me. Plus, I get a friends and family discount. But a lot
Dude
of people,
vibes.
yeah. And then right now, if you're seeing me like mess up because I've been working on a lot of traditional stuff recently, but I'm using this. It's called a Tour Box Elite Plus. It's the only one that works with Clip
Oh,
Studio.
those are cool.
Yeah, it definitely speeds up my process. And if you see me messing up on here, it's because I've been doing traditional recently so much that I kind of forgot the hot key buttons on it. But that's it. That's my setup.
Love that. We have a couple of really cool questions in the chat too. And also actual Dracula says good evening. Um, and let's
Hello.
see here. Black Race. Hey, what up, Carl? Um, what's the best way to put yourself out there for commissions? Any advice on that?
Is that to me or is that to everybody?
I guess to everyone, open table on that one.
Okay, I'll let everyone else answer.
I don't have anything to say because I don't get commissions really, at least not pinup commissions. Um, Everything that I've been hired to do has just been by putting my work out there, and the right person comes across it and wants to work with me on something.
And you don't really put yourself out there to like offer, like you don't make posts about it or anything or
No,
whatnot.
I
Huh?
don't.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because I'm busy with other stuff. So I
Yeah.
just, commissions, pinup commissions would be fun, and I have a huge library to pull from if I ever choose to do a post because of doing this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. It's not my market.
I get that.
Brunson would be able to answer that for you, or
Yeah, I'm interested to hear his answer as well.
Jeremy Heiler too
Oh
would have
yeah, dude.
would have
You gotta
Yeah,
get
great answers for you.
him back on the
Um,
show.
I mean, Rick does a decent amount of
Yeah, he
commissions
does.
for certain shows.
I guess would you price commissions the kind of same method with or mindset you do with pages, like time invested, or is it just more of just like an open, or do you guys like classify what you would do?
yeah, I mean, I would classify it by size and then
Yeah,
by level of complexity, right?
yeah,
So like
same.
pencils versus pen and inks versus like a full color, and then like one character, two characters. Am I doing a
Yeah.
background? Am I not doing a background?
Yeah, bust or like full body, or
Yeah.
all of that stuff is
Yeah,
important
price.
considerations.
I mean, if they want to give you like only a little bit, then you can give them only a little bit too. You don't have to bleed on the page for all this stuff,
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, you can just say how much do you want to pay me, right? And what do you
Yeah,
want me to
like
draw?
or you know what I mean, or something like that. Or you can, if they want to negotiate, then I've negotiated prices before. It's not like that big of a deal.
Somebody pulls out a Fiverr, you just do a 10-second doodle on a sticky note.
Right. It give you a $5 sketch for sure.
And
And
sometimes
like
those are really
all
rad
levels.
too.
Sorry. Say it again.
I was like, sometimes those are really rad too. Just seeing what you pull off in like
Right.
2 minutes.
Definitely.
That makes sense. I like that. Um, Kev was saying my new process is pencils in Procreate, convert to Blue Line, print on Bristol board, ink in real life, scan in color or gray wash, back in Procreate. He also says I struggled to get digital brushes to look the way I wanted them to. The True Grit supply brushes are nice, but it's so much faster to ink with a micron or brush. Yeah, I actually use the True Grit stuff because I got them on some crazy sale. But I think I got to tinker with that stuff more too. In general.
Yeah. Again, the only problem with traditional is that like if you're working for a client and there will be edits, if there's editorial that's going on, traditional can kind of suck for that because you're going to end up having to redo stuff.
Mm,
But I guess you could always do the page traditionally and then edit digitally. But yeah, I mean that's why a lot of pros work digitally. Is there's editorial that they have to go through for whatever company they're working for, and they just don't have the time to redraw a page.
yeah, one of my best friends works for Wizards of the Coast. She's an art director. Um, and she was also telling me that because I was thinking about like whether I should do more traditional stuff in my comics, and she said you can, but the power of the digital is better for your company if they're trying to advertise for you. I mean, I guess as long as you scan it in at a super high quality, it's fine. Um, but especially with the nature of like whatever I'm doing, um, keeping a lot of paper around is kind of a lot of work for me. I might have the space ish, but I don't want to. I live with a lot of Japanese people that don't want me to take up a lot of that space. So, okay, sorry, I'm like trying to multitask. But she was saying that the beauty of digital is that, especially if you work with a high DPI, that if they want to ever blow it up for an ad, it's just easy. It's just, copy and drop and stuff. Whereas for the traditional, if you don't scan it in at a really high resolution and then they're asking for something to blow it up, that's where it gets a little strange. I mean, I know that problem will probably be less as like rendering when you blow up traditional images is probably going to get better and better with time, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
Well, it also makes sense for somebody like, say, who works at Wizards of the Coast, where most of the art that they're doing is being like added to books or cards, but then also like they're trying to slowly refine it as the process of like a D&D book is being written or something. And
Yeah.
So like that sort of editorial like changes are going to be very frequent.
Well, and that's a scenario too where they're spending like I don't even know how many hours, but on one drawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be for one card. And that's hours of editorial and stuff on one piece,
Yeah.
It'd be like taking a month to draw one panel, It's a totally different kind of process.
Which is not to say that like that isn't or also sometimes applicable to comics. Like certainly there's some amount of that with like say the big two or something. Like there's going to be some of that as well, like of the back and forth with editorial, and especially like those companies are very protective of their properties and making sure things are like to their sorts of standards or whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Niobe Gaming says, "Word up, word up." Coach Nail says, "I have a sports book out. The artist is from another country. We're working on a second book, but I'm working on a ninja series on. Will like someone in the state. Can I talk to or FaceTime?" I mean, yeah. I mean, hit us. Check out our Instagram post. We have everyone listed on there as well, and I think everyone's
I'm
socials
laughing
and
at Rick
links.
laughing. My bad. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
I have everyone's links in the episode description as well.
I know somebody making a ninja book right now.
Already?
Sean Luke,
Sean
creator of the legendary Karate Ninja.
Ooh.
But yeah, we all got our links, as Brandon pointed out.
Yeah, I'm getting way better on like making sure everyone's info and whatnot is on the episode descriptions now, so everyone can find everyone.
Nice.
Let me see there.
Yeah, best way to get a hold of me and a lot of other artists is just to message us on Instagram. Instagram's a little bit better about telling us notifications now, with people that are not in our list that try to contact us.
Also, just like maintenance, like it's managing all these social networks. It's so tiring,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 19, 20, 26. Fuck, dude, that's a lot. I was just measuring out how many spaces I need for this lettering, and it's like 28. I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be tiny. Let's see here. How much space do I got on this? Um, do you guys letter digitally or traditionally? What's your preference?
I do digitally, but with a font made from my hand lettering, um, just because it's a lot more time consuming for me to do it, like actually like traditionally, and like my actual like handwriting is not very good, so like it takes effort, a lot more effort on making sure my lettering for comics is legible and good. So it's just much easier and better for everyone if I do it that way.
Yeah, I feel that. I've been doing traditional. I think I'm just enjoying traditional stuff at the moment to kind of just like break myself in,
Mhm.
um, get the habits going, you know,
Yeah.
and then like shortcuts and figuring out things best later. Also, just like it's a learning curve. I could either do it traditionally, do it right now, or I could like I spend time on the computer and figure it out, and I just haven't done that in general. So right here, right now. Oh, Coach Janelle says not funny, guys. No, I think that was timing with the question and the answer and everything. But no. But hit up any of our links in the episode description by all means. I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah, nothing you said was funny. It
Yeah.
was something else.
Let me see. 1.4 is not add up right. 20. Nice. Okay, cool. Kat says for traditional lettering, do you use Ames lettering guide or do you wing it? I for like word balloons, I'll do the Ames. I haven't done. In fact, my Ames is right here. Um, I even taped it so it's easier for me because it rotates a lot. Like I
Yep.
might tighten it up.
Yep.
Um, but I got to do it with bigger letters. I literally typically for like, all right, so I'm doing like bigger lettering right now, and I'm just measuring it out with a ruler, and then I just kind of like wing it. But I probably should use the names for larger lettering. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Is that a way? Is that a possibility?
You can use an Ames lettering guide for lettering as big as an Ames lettering guide, but past that, you're freehanding that.
Yeah. That's like whenever I do these other letterings, I try to like do something fun with it, and I don't know. The Ames just doesn't. As long as I know my spacing, I think it comes out pretty good. It feels funner too, doing bigger letters with like a little freedom.
Yeah, yeah. It depends on what you're doing.
I definitely, gosh, for lettering, I do the digital letters and the speech bubbles, but for sound effects and things like that, I will definitely um, do it by hand. Still digitally, but it's yeah. I think the one of the nicest compliments I ever got was a penciler that I was working with one time was like, "Hey, what font did you use for the sound effects?" And I was like, "Haha, me." um, and that was great.
Even when I'm doing digital sound effects, like if I'm adding them in digitally, I'm drawing those in. That's how I did it for Teenage Babylon and almost anything
All
else
right.
I do. Um, but if I'm lettering somebody else's work, it's digital letters. If it's my own work, I'm doing traditional letters.
Yeah, most of my sound effects I'll actually hand letter, just because it's faster for me to do it that way, and have the kind of handmade feel, as opposed to if I were to try to get the same effect digitally, just with how my brain works. But yeah, for like anything captions, word balloons, that's the font of my hand lettering.
Very cool.
I do it all traditional, but I think it just needs to match for whatever, however person's someone's art is, because like oftentimes like lettering will throw me out of a comic so quickly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's,
Definitely.
you know, it's invisible until it's bad, and then it's like absolutely apparent.
Uh-huh.
And it just needs to match, you know, whether you're like making your own or using some digital or whatever it is, you know, it just needs to match for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely equate that about like good lettering, bad lettering, very similarly to when I used to work in film. I worked in camera department and
Mm-hmm.
was often the focus puller, which is literally the job is just you're making sure things are in focus, and like if there's a wild change of what needs to be in focus in the background, suddenly you're switching to something in the foreground, or you know whatever sort of movement like that. Like you know you've done a good job if nobody knows that you had that job existed to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah, straight up, that's lettering. 100%.
The magic trick, sleight of hand.
Ooh, I messed something up here. Oops. Now all this is off. Here. Ooh, I can jump back right here. Hell yeah. Yeah, like I'm spacing out. Like I need 28 letters, but this thing is only like 20 centimeters long. So I had to like, it's like 0.7 I have to like make everything fit. So I'm gonna measure it out. I think I muted Aaron earlier. And I don't know if I realized he was muted.
Am I still muted?
No, you're not muted anymore.
Oh, okay.
He's been talking this whole time and just
I
like
know,
waiting.
right, dude?
Well, I did try to
Just
interject a
ignoring
few
him.
times, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll just be patient."
No. Yeah, your dog started barking, and I saw that you muted yourself, and then it like unmuted right away. So I went back and muted you to help you out, and then we just never just caught up.
Betrayal.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. Well, now I've got a lot to say.
Bring it.
Well, I mean, okay, we'll go back. We'll go back through.
First of all,
It's the festive, if not. No, I'm just kidding. But they're talking about like doing stuff for exposure. I did some work for something in our community called the Bookmobile. I don't know if anybody else has a Bookmobile, but it like brings free books and like snacks and stuff to kids over the summer.
oh nice.
And I did a whole bunch of like character designs and like revamped their logo and stuff. And this was 3 years ago because I had to like message them and be like, hey, I can't do any more on this because my daughter's about to be born and I'm not gonna work on this. But what's really cool is like now I take my daughter to the Bookmobile and my drawing, like they used way more of the stuff that I sent them than I thought they would, and that was pretty cool.
That's super rad. Oh yeah.
And anytime you're working with the committee, it's always like, it's like, what's going to happen? Do they hate everything? But I mean, I did it for free, so they can't be too mad.
Right.
But the thing that even the people who worked the Bookmobile said to me, like when I finally got to see it, was like, oh, they said that you did this for free for us. And it's like yeah, for the Bookmobile, but like I'm not gonna get you free stuff.
Yeah, this is not how I operate typically. Like
Yeah,
this is the
Special occasion,
protocol.
yeah. Like a friend of mine came to me and they were like, hey, you're a graphic designer. There's a Bookmobile. Will you help? And I went, I think that's a good idea. So I did.
Yeah, good cause.
But I'm just happy that it turned out good. It's just so wild, like how long things take.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Especially when there's a committee involved.
yes.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And some committees can be great, and they can give you like really, really good feedback that you need, and it makes the project better. But sometimes, like, there's just So there's some people on committees who they feel that their duty to the committee is to just criticize anything, and it's not really helpful. But
I've I've gotten a little bit of insight for people like that.
yeah,
I was told that often when people don't have anything that they feel like they're contributing,
yeah,
that's when they're more likely to be kind of nitpicky for like unnecessarily.
yeah,
And I guess the key is to make them feel like that they're included. I guess if you want to do it the diplomatic way, I have just never been. I don't even, for lack of a better word, I've never been great at the art of manipulating someone into thinking whatever I'm doing is their idea.
Yeah,
yeah.
same.
Yeah, would need a bulleted list of how to accomplish that because that seems foreign to me.
Yeah. Or, but if you can do it, I heard that it's a great skill to have for those
What?
kind of situations. It's just, I guess it's more of a chaotic good. Like if you don't use the manipulation for evil, but just to be like, no, you're a part of this, yay! But what sucks is that like the bigger the committee is, and if everybody on the committee is like that, then the end result becomes this everything bagel that doesn't really
Yeah,
look good in the end. So that
yeah,
part sucks. Is that I've never been able to. I've always been okay. I don't really like this, and I already told you why I don't like this, but I guess that's what you want, so I'm gonna do it, and I just
yeah,
yield. But I hope someday that I'm good about saying, hey. But what sucks is it's more effort on our side because then we basically
right.
have to come up with this like PowerPoint presentation showing what other people are doing, to kind of keep it, I guess, recent market level. I hope
There's
I'm making sense.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, you are.
I think there's another, and the thing I'm thinking of isn't always going to be super applicable, but there's that like tried and true technique of like so many creative people, like musicians, artists, whatever, do when they get like notes from like the higher ups about like, hey, can you tweak this color a little bit, and like that it's gonna throw off the balance of stuff, and if you just say that you did, sometimes that'll trick their brain into thinking it's something different when you show them again. Or like there's this like I can't remember his name, but a bass player he's like a very well known like session bass player, just like gets hired out to play on all sorts of people's albums. He specifically added a little
Oh
knob
yeah.
on his bass that isn't connected to anything, but whenever like a producer will say, hey, could you like change the tone a little bit, like get a little more funky or a little bit like whatever, he'll just flip that and it won't have done anything, but because they saw him flip it, it like they think that it is what they asked for.
Yeah, I love
Good
that
trick.
so much, dude. So brilliant. Yeah, it's like a dead switch. So he just like it just
Yeah.
messes with their head, so they think he's like switching like pickups or like
Mm-hmm.
adding an element to it a little bit.
Exactly.
That's smart. And honestly, that's the way musicians work, and that bust me up when I found out about that. Coach Nails wants to know, Rick Lopez, are you working on a cover?
Sorry, my mic was muted. I'm doing this pinup for Joel Vandernap. It's his series called Fortress. I forgot who just picked it up right now. I have the first couple issues. He's from Australia. I have the first couple issues that he self-published. I'll show you his stuff real quick. I've been looking at it a lot, of course.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Oh yeah, it's sweet. I know Tony McMillan did a pinup for him. I don't remember who else did a pinup for him.
Awesome looking.
Oh yeah, his stuff's sweet, and it's all of it's green with like this pink.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he's at Rome Comics on Instagram. It's just been kind of like looking at this, going back and forth with it, trying to make it look similar to the cover. Obviously. It's got like a bunch of the characters from the first couple issues. But yeah. Just working on that for him. I have this side gig that I can't really show much stuff. Well, I can't really show anything from yet. It's someone else's shit. But I've been working on this between approvals, and I was just gonna finish inking it while we were talking, and then get back to that when we're done. Just like doing turnarounds and like a character sheet for this guy. I don't know. I really want to finish the Power, the last issue, but in this economy, if someone offers you some money to draw, you're like, all right, let's fucking do it. So yeah,
Get that.
And then I do have a Catalan pinup I'm gonna finish eventually. I was gonna finish it before Heroes, but he didn't end up going, unfortunately. So it's still on the back burner. Sorry, Brandon.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. That's all. I was like, true that.
Yeah.
But we got Life on Saturn popping in. I just got to add them to the stream a little
Oh, they're
bit.
there.
Hello.
We had,
All right. It takes a while to get from Saturn, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
Does-
that
does.
does indeed make sense.
That checks out.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Welcome.
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
No worries.
All right. Like I just said, it takes a while to get from Saturn.
Just happy to have you here.
Always. All right, I'm just squeeze you in right here. I think this will work. There we go.
It's a jam screen, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mandy says, finally home eating dinner, watching you guys dry. Hey, thanks for hanging, Mandy. Kat says that's a gorgeous cover. Dude, yo, we fit this like a... Oh, I gotta fix Rick a little bit. Let me change
Get
the
well
size
soon,
of
Manny.
Yeah, Manny. Or it's our boy, dude. I wasn't gonna like say what Manny just like did, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
Just realized that. Oh, I could do this, and then me, I can move over here. Check this out. Bring him forward.
Wherever you put me is fine. It's just about the same image over and over. I'm almost done with it, so it's kind of just tinkering.
Oh, check this out. Bam! Oh, I gotta move Life on Saturn just a hint over. There we go. Bam! There we go. We are all here. And this is a packed house tonight.
We did
so
it.
many screens.
Ooh.
I know, I'm just lettering. Lettering and talking is way easier for me than trying to like figure out like how to draw something and talk. It's so much better for my brain. Dom, how you been, dude?
Good. Busy, good. We tabled at Undiscovered Realm recently in White Plains, and I'm finishing up a couple projects. Lyd and I have been working on Mana Kingdoms Book 2, which we are really close to being done. And there's a couple guys in Queens or Manhattan or Brooklyn or one of the 5 boroughs that hired us to draw a 12-page comic for them. They're like a comedy duo called To the Streets, TWO. So I've never worked on a comedy comic before, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Hey.
And then my buddy Patrick Hayes wrote a RoboCop fan comic that I'm going to work on.
That's sick.
Yes, I got the idea from when we were at what was that place? IC3, and Jim Rugg was there. I got Jim Rugg's Rambo 2.5, and I thought that was a really fun little fan zine. But my favorite part of that zine was this one page where, he drew the whole comic, but this one page, Rambo was randomly a toy. It was just like a toy of Rambo. And I was like, oh man, I want I want to make a whole comic like that, where I draw the whole comic, but every time you see the hero, it's an action figure of him.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
so Lid printed out all these RoboCop pictures I took of a toy, and it was my friend Rich's RoboCop toy. So I did a photo shoot, and so every time RoboCop shows up, he's going to be a toy.
That is sick.
Love it.
Dude,
Yeah, I mean, I could show a couple of
Speak-
these pages
speak
here.
my language.
He is tough to draw though, so that makes sense.
oh wow. Oh, cool, dude. That is dope. You made that work really well, actually.
Hell yeah. Speaking my language at that. Paste up.
Yeah, I used this action figure, and then I have a RoboCop car.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna
Nice.
pull up.
Have any of you guys played that recent RoboCop video game? Speaking of RoboCop.
No, but when the guy who wrote this fan comic for me, Patrick Hayes, he played it, and that's what inspired him.
Oh, nice. I started it. I played the first level, and I was like, "This is dope," and I just never went back to it.
Y'all get to play video games?
Nah,
I'm teasing you, dude.
Like,
I'm teasing you.
even that first level, man, it took me like a month. And played for like 15 minutes at a time, and just I can't do it.
Rick acts like he's not forcing himself to never play video games.
They look too fun now. I would
Well,
just
then
never get
break
anything
break
done.
your code and actually start playing games again.
No, I just know how I am.
I respect that.
Too much to do.
I would like it too much. It's not that they look lame; it's that they look all so fun.
Mhm.
I loved it when we were on one stream and someone was like, "So how do you what's the best way to try to go full time?" Or I don't even know if it was that. I think it was more just how do you get better at your art or something. And Rick was like, "You just commit to it completely. You stop doing everything and just it was so funny because it was really quiet and then it was just Rick's voice in the background, just emerging, and I was just like, you just stop everything, and that's all you do.
Yeah,
That's
become an
it.
ascetic, hermit, hike up the mountain, and that's it.
I love it. I love it. I mean, that's the life, man, dude. That is it. Manny says, that game rules, but I have a RoboCop obsession. I'm sure some of you know. Oh, that's sick. Oh, yeah. I gotta, one day. Tony Hawk just came out today, so I'll get to play that for a good 20 minutes this weekend. I do an event on Saturday. I forgot. I'm actually going to be at my local comic shop. They're doing a summer sale. So they bring out all these long boxes, and every book is $1, and it's super cool because you could find so many good gems for $1. You know what I mean? It's really rad. And so I'm gonna bring a bunch of my back issues to try to clear some of my collection. um, and I got a canopy for our festival next week, and it turns out they supply the canopy, so I'm gonna break out the canopy for this one since I'll be outside all day. I'm pretty hyped. This will be an interesting setup. I don't know how it's going to be.
So if you have space behind your canopy, I would recommend, if they allow you to set up your canopy behind that one. That way it's you have space to chill, and anyone who's visiting with you gets to be back there.
Yeah, exactly. I should get a really long extension cord and have people play video games and hang out, have a chilling room, and get some bean bags. It's a 10 by 10 canopy I have.
I have literally seen at the convention somebody set up a GameCube on the side of their table, and that gets people over there.
That's pretty
right?
sweet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, just have a little thing where people come play video games and whatnot. I'm like, all right, buy a comic, you get to play for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
Just have Halo tournaments and just charge people to buy comics. Yeah. And but yeah, that's gonna be because I'm gonna take my canopy to them on Friday so they can figure out how to set it up, so I'm not so lost on my own Saturday, but they're super chill. They'll let me do whatever, which is pretty cool. I'm definitely at least taking an ice chest because it'd be hot.
I
I
think
should have.
I finally figured out how to stave off like heat exhaustion at outdoor events. But
Oh, really? What's your
uh,
secret?
yeah, so the secret is keep a shit ton of ice and just keep sucking on ice at like any point. No, I'm serious because I feel like the heat exhaustion like affects your brain and everything, and I get heat exhaustion super easily. So I did that one time at like an Austin event recently where it was like, gosh, it was like high 90s, and I survived. And I think I only survived because of the ice. Like I sweat less and I wasn't dizzy. Like I didn't need to go to ER after like I usually do. So I'm in Texas, so it's like it's really
Yeah,
hot, right?
brutal.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it worked like a charm. The issue, I guess, is just like, do you have an ice chest that's good enough to keep the ice frozen?
Oh yeah, for sure. I have two of them. Well, maybe I gotta rinse it out. It's outside. It's been outside for
Yeah.
a year. I probably
Anyway,
should.
ice chips for the win. They worked the whole time.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna get a bag of ice, and I have some Salud. Have you any of you had Salud before?
Nah.
Now you
No.
should all Google Salud right now because it's so delicious. So it's like a liquid IV, but they're like Mexican
Oh,
drinks, dude. They're
dude.
like yeah, yeah, dude. They're fucking delicious, dude. They have
They
like
got a
mango
cucumber.
and like yeah, dude. They have cucumber. Yeah,
Exactly.
they have limon.
I got it.
Dude. They have horchata. The horchata one's amazing,
Oh my
actually.
They
god.
Like
have
I
horchata
swear,
liquid
yes,
IVs.
dude.
What?
Dude, it's amazing, I swear. And there's the energy and focus ones and like and dude, straight up, like I think I got COVID from Warped Tour
Oh,
because I was
Oh,
dying for two
Oh,
weeks. And we got rained out, so like that's a long story. But so I was like my stomach was upset. And so whenever I drink, I was like, oh I need to hydrate or whatever. And I would drink a salute and it would like calm my stomach down. And so
hmm.
it like helped me recover and it was amazing. There was a night where I was dying on the stream and like I came to life because I had a salute. I need an endorsement. I need to join
yeah. I
affiliate
totally
program.
forgot to say, yeah, liquid IV stuff. Um, I'm definitely one of those people that if I'm outdoors for a long time, I sweat so much that in an hour or two, like there's like dust that I could just come off because it's the salt coming out of my body. It's
Oh
really
dude,
gross.
like constantly sweat like a fat guy just went downstairs and peeled an orange and came upstairs. Like it's just always instant. Like
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those sweaty
my
dudes.
girlfriend's always she just dies in the heat instantly. Her body just overheats like within minutes.
Yeah,
That
I
so
usually need medical attention. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It sucks, but and it sucks too because a lot of people who want to buy art go to outdoor stuff, and it's
that's what somebody asked that in the chat and I totally missed it. Somebody had said I'm just remembering, I was gonna get back to it. Jerome actually asked, he said, do you guys ever table at things that aren't necessarily comic conventions, fairs, community events, farmers markets, concerts, etc.?
Zine fests.
Scene fests.
I am doing a book, like an indie book fair for the first time. I'm a little nervous about it. Aaron said is that there sometimes they can be better, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But
Yeah, I had a great experience a couple of years ago. It was the first time I ever sold out of a book. But then the next year they didn't accept me into the show. It was just like, what the heck?
boo.
Wow.
Oof, weird.
Rude.
And I was having such a great time too. Like, you want me happy and selling books, right? I don't know.
Well, like I tabled at my library recently, like really randomly too. Like I met the right person. They got me into this like little festival, and dude, it was like a 2 hour thing, and we killed it. Like it was like literally like $100 an hour. It was super chill. It was easy. We didn't just set up. We hung out. They gave us some waters. We were under a canopy, and then we just like
Nice.
sold a bunch of books. And then we're like, oh, 2 hours done. Free table, cool. 8 blocks from
Yeah.
our house, score. Um, and then we did the Positive Force DC event. It was just like some panels. Like they had a bunch of events going on that we could have signed up for and probably made more money. But like we could only really make it to one reasonably because we weren't sure. but I wish we did more because we killed it, dude. It was just 2 panels going on, and before and after the panels, people were just like at our table. We had the right books for that crowd, you know.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
and
yeah.
then next week, I mean, next week is the big investment gamble. We put a lot of money into it, but we're doing the National Cannabis Festival in Washington D.C. and we're hoping to like slay, like fucking slay. We're like one of 2 art tables there in general, and
Oh
we're the only
yeah.
comics. We got
Ooh.
our stoner books, the anthology. Rick is in it. I'm in it. We have
Whoa.
some foils. Oh, Rick, since I haven't resent your package yet. I'm gonna toss in one of these foil variants that we're getting done for the festival, so that works out.
Nice. That's mine.
Yeah, they come in tomorrow. Yeah, we did a Weed Wizard or Bong Boy foil variant for the festival, so you'll get one since you're in the book.
Sweet.
Is Eric and Ben flying out there for it? Last time I
So
talked to Eric about it, it was a possibility.
Eric, yeah, he's flying up. His flight is real tight. He gets here Thursday night, and then he leaves early Sunday morning. Like,
His flight is tight. He gets here Thursday night.
That's right.
uh, it did come out pretty cool actually. But yeah, he's coming down. Ben can't make it.
Mhm.
But Javi Martinez is coming down too, so I'm super excited. Javi's
Nice.
getting here like a day early and staying a day, so I'm fucking hyped for that. And man, so many of you are in the Austin area. I'm so jealous.
So,
Hey, you ever want to do an Austin event?
yeah,
There's a lot of space at my place. Rick's been
We
here.
we want to do one. We were trying to do Staples. I'm either trying to decide if I'm going to do Staples or maybe go home, like because it's both the Texas trip.
Mhm.
But that's what sucks about like family in El Paso, man, is that you can't just like l- like my girlfriend has family in like Fort Worth, and so
Oh,
it makes it
okay.
easy. You know, if I went with her, I could see everybody in Austin. It's not that bad of a drive, but like El Paso is like 9 hours. You know,
Yeah, that is a
so it's
schlep.
like so I gotta. But there's also the El Paso Comic Con that happens around that time too. So I'm like, oh, I could probably hit that up. And table there. Although like I could table and see family at like an OK con, and it's my family, so I'm not like
Mhm.
as enthused versus Staples, where I think we would kill, and I get to be with all my fucking
Staple is
friends.
great. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
Yeah, Staple's
rather.
fucking awesome, dude.
singular. By the way, Brandon, it's
Oh, Staple, I
Staple.
forget. Yeah,
It's not.
Staple.
It's not
Yeah,
the same
Staple
as the
is the
business.
company.
Yeah, but yeah, it is well worth it. I would say. I mean, I don't have to travel far. I live literally like 3 miles from where it's held, but I love that show.
Yeah, I really want to do it, and that just sounds way better than seeing my family and going to like
Oh
El
no.
Paso Comic Con.
Hopefully your family's not watching this stream.
Nah, no, they're not doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's hanging out. And if so, then you guys should be buying my comics. I even call you
Oh,
all out, to be honest.
Hey, get him.
I only give my dad one free everything. That's it. I need to stop giving away stuff for free. I'm like finally on that learning curve now too. Like I kind of like give one thing away for free for a year and then I switch it to something else. So I think that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm not gonna do like sometimes when people buy stuff, I just get like really excited. I'm just like, thank you for doing this. Like take more. Just what do you want? It's like as if they're gonna go bad or something. Like I'm giving them produce. Like I'm just like, just take it. Like you deserve it.
yeah. Eli was telling me not to do stuff for free unless it's free that comes with a bundle of whatever they're buying. And I found that I can still do that, give out stuff for free at the same time and
Right.
getting stuff out there and not totally
Yeah.
suffering financially for it. So
Yeah.
Well, I've that that book, the broadcast dialogues I brought up. I did like an 8-page story for it, and that's like a cool little like I mean, it cost us it cost like $1 something to print. You know what I mean? So it was like, all right, if I'm gonna get freebies out, this is the cool one, and it won't break my bank at all. Well, it will after time, but like at the moment, it's not that bad, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and now we have the mini comic, so I'm doing those for free with a purchase or something. But that's it. No more fucking posters, unless I don't know. There's exceptions to the rule always. What do you guys think about trading books, like with
I like
other
trading books.
creators?
Yeah, I like trading books. There's certainly like a certain amount of like some books where I like have to be wary of how many I'm trading.
Yeah,
But I like to trade as much as is possible.
that makes sense.
Since I
I
mean,
think
if I was self-publishing, it wouldn't be so much of an issue. But
Yeah,
because I have a publisher, um, trading is can be a little bit more difficult, especially if somebody wants to trade like a small ash can that they made, like one of those one-page ash can. Like I can't trade that for something that my publisher paid money to make like a 100-page book. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not a fair trade. Um, and I find that that's kind of hard to explain to people because you don't. It's not necessarily like, yeah, your art shit. I don't want this. Like it's nothing like that. It's just this is not exactly only my stuff. You know,
yeah,
had it been my stuff, I would have been. It would have been little bit better. I mean, when I say not my stuff, I mean like
when there's other people's money involved,
yes,
it's
there you go.
it's a little
Yeah.
different.
No trades, cash only.
I kind of ignored the chat a little bit here, but Manny was saying it's 105 in Florida today. Dear God, dude. Sad.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Carl said, I've heard good things about horror cons. Going to try one in October. That's sick. I want to get into one once we get our new book out.
I know a few people who've like comic folks who've done horror cons and done well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I hear good things.
Like, Dom, have you done a horror con before? You've done like cartoon conventions and stuff like that, and video game ones that you've done well at, huh?
Yeah, no, like kaiju conventions, but Lid and I are actually trying to attend a horror tattoo convention in White Plains in a couple months.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah.
We'll see how it goes. And for that other question about tabling places that are not comic booky, every summer Lid and I table at the Woodstock Flea Market. In Woodstock, New York, they have a flea market that's like every week throughout the summer, every weekend. And it's full of artsy people, like musicians, artists. I mean, we're usually the only comic artists there, so we hold the market for that. But like the different type of art is just amazing there.
That's rad.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I think I don't know. I'm very. I just comic conventions right now kind of throw me off, like on like finding success and breaking into them sometimes. Kind of not like anti Comic Cons, but I'd rather just find some other outlets. You know, I feel like they might be
Diversify.
more worth. Yeah, more worth. You get the word out differently. You know.
No, definitely.
really-
After. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would say after the past couple of conventions that we did, including Kaiju Brooklyn, we're starting to learn that going to conventions that have multi fan bases is just not the greatest, because it's really hard to target every single fan base, and just every fan base is going to walk by your table. But if you find a niche demographic or a niche con like Kaiju Brooklyn, yeah, then you do well, because then you only have to focus on one fandom. Like Kaiju Brooklyn, all we did was we focused on our Tokusatsu comic Fennec, and we did a bunch of Godzilla Gamera art, and we made a killing. It was awesome. But that's the thing: the people who went in there, they went in there wanting kaiju stuff and kaiju stuff only. So we definitely learned a lot about like going to niche conventions as opposed to conventions with all fandoms.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, when I do Blueberry Fest here in Alaska, I mean, I made a whole line of just fish stuff and native plants and whatever. Like, I made what I knew the people going to that festival would want, and then I made a killing. But like, that's like the one outside festival that I choose to do because I live here and it's like the only one, and like, I don't dedicate all my time to just doing that stuff. But if you're going to alternative festivals, they should kind of be in line with the niche of you as an artist or you as a publisher. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for you to be there.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, that Positive Force DC one we killed because we had this Comic Coast Fascists and a punk anthology. Like, they were these punk activists that, had like Fugazi play, like, at one point and whatnot, like years ago. And this was like one of their anniversaries. So I was like, yeah, we killed it there because it's our bread and butter. And then Kosher says, did anyone go to DreamCon?
No, I
I
tried.
don't know that one. Maybe.
I've been put on the wait list for DreamCon twice, and then this last DreamCon, I was on like a second wave list, so they were really honest and said like you're probably not gonna get in. But I've been to DreamCon last year just as an attendee, and comics, like absolutely everybody who had a comic or a book there, they sold out.
Oh,
And I remember I went on a Sunday, which was like the last day, and it was probably only halfway towards the day, and I got lucky and I got like the last one of two of several tables, like comic books that they had there. So the crowd is really, really into comic books at DreamCon.
that's cool.
Damn.
They also asked what you're working on, Ro. I love how much attention your drawing's gotten tonight.
Oh, it's Aaron's OC's actually. He commissioned me, and since he's here, I thought I'd work on it.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate it. It looks awesome. That line work is so sharp on the eyes.
Thank you. I'm a little nervous that like the creator of the OC is watching me do it, but
Oh, you're doing awesome. You're doing awesome.
Yeah, killing it. And then Manny was saying, want to visit Austin. Aside from you guys, Ro and Anton, my good friend Ariel lives there. He was a couple of grindcore bands, Clint Eastwood and Gogor in Austin. He also says horror cons are awesome. Oh yeah, dude.
Classic grindcore band with a really vulgar pun.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like mapped out my lettering, and then I was like, no, I can make it a little tighter, and then it came out a little too tight. But whatever. Ooh, no, this might actually benefit me.
Oh man, I just thought Clitties would be a great drag name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood. Oh my god, straight up. Oh, that's my girlfriend. She'll know. She knows them all. She's an index, dude. We watch Drag Race every. Oh, you watch Drag Race with us, huh?
My
Yeah, we
wife
did.
loves Drag Race
We did
too.
a little bit.
Yeah, we were. Anton and Eric and Javi were staying here, and then we were like, all right, guys, it's Friday night. We're all watching Drag Race. You guys don't really have an option, so.
But then you didn't even finish the episode.
We didn't. No, we got caught up with everybody.
Have you seen Dragula?
No, oh no, I
The
haven't. I know
Boulet
what it is.
Brothers, man.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of that before.
The Boulet Brothers are awesome.
Ooh, almost done with this lettering. That was my goal, to get this lettering done tonight, and I'm just like 2 words away. Saeem says, "What's up? Hey, Saeem, dude. Glad you're tuned in this week. Good to see you again." Around the last 15 minutes, this episode really flew by.
Wow.
Got a lot of work done though. Really happy with it.
Scene.
Yeah, pretty moving pretty good on mine too.
I almost moved to Austin before I ended up coming to Virginia, actually.
Mhm.
I wonder how different things would have turned out if that was the case.
I bet it's a lot more expensive here than it is in
Yep.
Rochester.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so,
Yeah, I wish Austin was not so. I wish it was more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
But
It was when I was a kid, and
I was
then
like,
Yeah.
well, it used to be. At one
I'm
point.
coming from Seattle though, and I know
Yeah.
Seattle was like 10 times worse than
Oof,
what
yeah.
this is here. So
Mhm. Sad thing is, like back in 2016, I was traveling the country and visited some family in Seattle, and I was like, man, I really like this place. Maybe I should, I would like to live here. And then I realized as I looked out on the downtown skyline with all of the cranes constructing this, like, oh no, this is just like Austin in 5 years.
Mhm.
And literally to the year of when I had that thought, Tesla moved to Austin,
Oh whoa.
Yeah.
and there it was.
Yeah, I used to go there all the time for concerts. I worked for Apple, so like I got sent there a couple times for headquarters stuff. That was super cool. But I remember one time, dude, Coheed and Cambria were playing at that barbecue place.
Stubbs,
Stubbs, yeah. And this
worst
was like
venue in town.
pre-vegan. Dude, yeah, honestly.
It's a terrible venue.
Straight up,
I
bro.
hate that. I hate Stubbs so much. All my homies hate Stubbs.
I can see why. But that's what makes this like even more whoa. But like my old vocalist actually, Durf. We drove
Perfecto.
out to see Coheed and Cambria and the Deer Hunter, and we got there. We took a nap at my friend Corey's place, and then we got some food. Went to Stubbs, saw the show, and drove back. Fucking 18 hours in less than 24 of driving just to see a concert.
Hey, sometimes be that way.
Was it worth it?
So worth it. So worth it.
Then
It was
that's all
Coheed
that
was doing
matters.
their Never Ender tour. Oh man, it was beautiful. I'm a huge Coheed fan, so I'll make the trek for something like that.
I'm excited. I've got some concerts coming up this
Oh
summer.
yeah, what do you got?
Fall. Seeing Father John Misty on Sunday. If anybody's ever heard of
Oh
that.
cool. Yeah, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, we got the Killers are playing pretty close by too. I'm gonna check them out.
Nice. Sick.
Dude, so I just saw a meme that someone sent to me the other day, and they were saying that the Killers is now a dad band.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm a dad. I'm going to see them.
It doesn't mean
Dude,
they're
that-
bad though. They're still
that
super
hurts
good.
though. That hurts. Like
I
That's
love them.
eight.
It's like one of the bands that my wife and I like bonded over when we first met. So
Oh
it'll
yeah,
be good.
I would
Yeah,
listen to
oh, yeah.
Sam's Town on repeat growing
dude,
up.
same man.
It's a good one.
I love Sam's Town.
It's
The-
underrated, I think.
Their B-sides album that I didn't realize was B-sides and covers for years is like one of my favorites too. Sawdust, yeah, Sawdust.
Yeah.
That's the one.
They
They
re-recorded
did
a bunch of stuff.
They did a great cover of Shadow Play by Joy Division.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yes indeed.
Going to do a wild show next week. This
Ooh.
local band called Tear Dungeon.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
They're very goofy metal, and they all wear gimp masks and spit fake blood on each other.
Love
Okay.
it.
It's a wacky time.
I saw Max Sabbath once. That was fun.
Oh, that I would love to see Max Sabbath.
A friend of
Yeah,
mine
that
went
was
to one of
awesome.
them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's sick. Super sick. I have a bunch of concerts coming up actually. My girlfriend leaves town for like almost 2 weeks to go see family. And so I was like, I gotta fill up time. I was like, I gotta figure out stuff to do. But I'm seeing Anthony Green. With he's actually it's really cool because he's doing a full band set and he has Joff Rickley from the band Thursday playing with him. And so I'm gonna see them on August 1st, and then the following Thursday, August 7th, I'm seeing the band Thursday on the Thursday, so I won't be here for splitting. But
It's
it's
the
gonna be cool seeing
only
Joff a
it's the
week
only day
apart.
of the week you're legally allowed to see that band.
Right.
do
Honestly, I thought that was so
you think
appropriate. It's my
they'll?
first time seeing them.
Do you think they'll cover "Friday I'm in Love" by The Cure?
Oh, that'd be beautiful. I I would cry at that. If they just did like weak songs, I'm sure they have to have something a gimmick there.
Yeah, Manic Monday.
Um,
Covers by the
but
weekend.
Oh, there you go.
yeah, right. There you go.
That No Effects song "Monday" is my favorite time of year.
Yeah, that's the tour they got to go on, the weekday tour.
Yeah,
And
and
then
they can only cover such a song that mentions the day of the week that they're playing this.
Very
I wonder how
sophisticated.
fast that set would be. That should be a cool EP. That's the EP they should do. The Deer Hunter did the color spectrum, and they could do the days of the week. Um, and then we're seeing Alkaline Trio and Bleak 182 in September, and then the Sounds of Animals Fighting in October.
Brandon is just trying to live in the 2000s again.
I know these are all
Clearly,
bands that I
dude.
know about.
Yeah, I'm so hyped about it.
Just go
And
full
then
emo
May.
again, Brandon.
Yeah, shit. Basically, that's all Apollo is. Just me expressing it in a different way. When we make that Teenage Babylon album, that's when we'll know. And maybe, I don't know. I'm waiting to see if I get this panel at New York Comic Con. I'm gonna go to New York Comic Con. But if not, I'm gonna see AFI. So either way, it's a fucking win. I kind
My
of want to see
brother-in-law
AFI
loves
more
them.
though. I'm a huge AFI fan. I'm a Davey fanatic.
So is my brother-in-law who's out in Queens. He loves them.
I was listening to AFI before the show started.
Oh yeah.
I was packing up these fishes, man. I'm listening to AFI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think I could add this little box. So we are at the end of the show. We're at the last 8 minutes here, 7 minutes. You guys have been also awesome. Why don't we just do a round table? Why is my camera not focused? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was not focused at all. Hello, camera. But yeah, we'll do a little round table. Max, why don't you tell us what you worked on tonight and what you're up to, where to find you, all that good stuff.
Sure. I finished up this 2-page story, so gonna get that scanned, maybe do some post digital edits or toning or something, and that'll be all done. And then I started ruling out borders for my contribution to This Comic Kills Fascists 2. And you can find me on Instagram at Art of MF. If you happen to be on a cruise to Ketchikan, Alaska, around August, you might catch me at Blueberry Festival.
That was amazing. Sorry, I'm trying to do a line, and the line didn't work out how I thought it was going to work out. Anton, why don't you tell us what you've been up to tonight, what you got going on, where to find you?
Painting this page for Zethia Space Witch issue 3. First 2 issues are available through Cosmic Lion. I've also, our friend Manny has been in the chat. He and I have a bootleg comic, Bebop and Rocksteady Mutant Mosh Pit, that is, as of this moment, sold out, but a second printing is coming soon. So if you didn't
Hell
get
yeah.
in on the first run, then just check us out on Instagram. You can follow me there at mighty_peculiar. And that's me.
Love it. Ro, why don't you do the same spiel? What you've been working on? Where to find you?
I've been
Anything you want
working
to announce?
on a commission that Aaron, who's also drawing too, it's of his OCs in his comic. I really love his comic because it does remind me also of me and my husband. So, um, yeah, there's a lot of times where he'll do things, I guess, similar to Aaron's robot OC, and I just, I'm hopelessly all for it. So it's been kind of nice to also kind of put my own spin and my own feelings on these two characters. But you can find my original series, Half to the Crown, either on Webtoon as a webcomic or in the imprint version, which has updated art, but still the same story ish, uh, from Cosmic Lion as well. It's on there, volumes 1 and 2. And soon, hopefully in January, there'll be volume 3. So look out for that.
Nice.
Love it.
It's beautiful.
Let's see here. Aaron, why don't you let us know?
Yeah, so I've been doing some lettering here tonight, just because that's the phase of the comic that I'm in right now. And rather than, and I didn't have my painting reference printed to Lightbox over, so I just committed to the lettering, which is what I wanted to be working on. But it's for this Halloween special that I'm trying to get out in time for SPX.
Yeah.
So just trying to get some goofy jokes in here. I'm taking the dad jokes to the max, just embracing the dad jokes. Trying to make the lettering nice and easy to read. Like Wesley confuses the word gourd for good, as you do. Oh. Also confusing the drink or the treat affogato for forgot, right? do not and donut, classic. I'm doing that too. So I'm kind of like I had a rough idea of what all the script was going to be, but it's nice to actually like get it on the page and like it's kind of like poetry, right? It's got to get across the idea with the right amount of words that it tells the story, like is kind of snappy, but doesn't overdo it. So I've been enjoying it.
Love that.
I think
man.
my favorite thing I think I got done was it says, or Beatrice says, "What did I just tell you?" I enjoy that the most out of all the stuff I did.
Yeah, I like the way you laid that out.
Thank you. Yeah, because nobody's ever been in that situation before. So no, I'm just kidding. That happens to me daily, multiple times a day.
Love it, dude.
Thank you.
And Anton.
You already got me.
Oh,
baby.
I already got Anton. My bad. Dom, Life on Saturn. Sorry, I'm trying to do a star.
All right. Well, I had started sketching something while you guys were talking, but I realized I didn't have enough time to finish because I showed up way too late. So I killed a bowl of ramen instead while you were talking. But I pulled out some pages from Sarah Cook's anthology. Sarah Cook has a new sci-fi anthology called Faster Than Light Volume 2, and these are some pages I did for it. And it's going to be a really cool anthology. It's got a lot of really cool artists in it. Luckily, she had me come back for the second book because writer Brittany Matter wrote this story. So it's like inspired by like Mobius and the Jetsons and stuff.
Colors are beautiful.
Yeah, it does look cool.
Thank you so much.
Sick.
So yeah, you can find her project on Kickstarter right now. And that's all I want to shout out. Just Sarah Cook's Faster Than Light Volume 2.
I believe there's a link under Life on Saturn's stuff in the episode description as well.
Yes.
So you guys could go straight to that Kickstarter right now and hit notify me on launch. Rick, why don't you tell us what you're working on, where to find you, what you're up to?
Okay, let's see. I'm doing this pinup for Joel Vandernap. He's at Rome Comics on Instagram. Again, I forgot which publisher he's going with, but he had self-published this series. He's an author, he's a creator in Australia, but it's going to be published now, so he's getting a bunch of different people to do pinups for it. I know for sure that Tony McMillan was one of them.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'm currently working on the final issue of my series, The Power. It's going to be the fourth and final issue. It's going to be about 40 pages or so. So getting real hyped about that. Like with Aaron, Ro, and Anton, I'll be at SPX with them as well. I'll be at CXC, I'll be at San Diego, LA Comic-Con, a couple other things coming up. And then I'll be, of course, touring my series Cosmic Cat and the Year One collection Life, Death, Rebirth. You can find me at Instagram at Doom Days. You can find me on Next Panel Press with like a couple dozen other people. Sorry, guys. And find me at Doom Days. Find me at Next Panel Press.
Love it, dude. Thanks, Rick. Always a blast having
My
you
dogs are
here.
freaking.
So adorable. But that's it. And for me, I guess I should tell you guys. I've worked on this really cool. I'm doing this Comic Coast Fascist submission. So this is Captain Apollo, and I'm doing a really cool like Jack Kirby like homage right now. I don't know if my camera is like focusing very well. But doing that, did some lettering up here as well. So that was pretty cool. It says instead of Captain America's bicentennial battles, it says Captain Apollo anti-fascist battles. So I'm pretty hyped about it. So it's gonna be a cool cover. I'm pretty excited.
That's
But
awesome.
don't thank you. Everyone, and I guess don't forget to tune in. Inspired Inc. Monday night. I'm interviewing Will Graves, the head of content over at Global Comics. We'll be talking about the Global Comics platform and what they do. We also have a really cool Comics Wellspring announcement during that interview. So tune into that, hear the announcement, ask any questions you have about Global. CWS just set up a Global Comics account reach. You could check out down here. And I think a few of you have submissions and some anthologies I curated right when I got hired for CWS. So if you guys might have some work, I'm pretty sure Rick does. So go check that out. There's like a Heroes Con anthology, a free comic book day one we did, and a couple other books. Some just wild stuff I did right when I got hired. So those are on Global Comics. Check that out. Check out our interview Monday night. Don't forget to hit me up if you have any questions about CWS printing. And lots of cool stuff coming our ways with that. I won't be around next week. Max is going to run the show. So if you want to come on the show, hit me up on Instagram. We'll get you in the group chat. We'll hang and have a good time. And don't forget to check out Apollo City Comics at apollocitycomics.com. We have submissions open for this Comic Kills Fascist Dos. And we actually just put up pre-launch for our next Kickstarter, Sugar Rush and Skullhead. We're our Euro Trip Kickstarter, where we're bringing over these really great creators from France and the UK. And it's a magazine-sized book and a manga-sized book, and they're two radically, think sugar and spice, different flavors of art and just stories. It's going to be a really cool Kickstarter we're doing for just 3 weeks. So hit up that on the Apollo City Comics Instagram. But thank you all for hanging. It's been a great night.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Always.
Peace out.